Hey guys, so I wanted to take a second to make a video of one of your homework problems. So you'll see on the screen on the left, this is the actual problem that it started as. On the right, I went ahead and used the properties from 15.2 to break that thing up. So I've got the properties here on the top of the screen, which if you remember from the notes, they said if you have a product or a quotient, you can split up and give each individual piece its own radical. So what I'm doing is I'm taking each of these parts and I'm giving them their own radical. And then what's going to happen is I'm just going to do 4 different problems. I'm going to do the square root of 72, square root of x to the 12th, square root 64, and square root y to the 10th 4 different times, and then see if anything simplifies. So first thing I need to do is square root of 72 and square root of 64. I need to do my prime factorization trees. Now pause the video and do that. All right, so you should have gotten prime factorization trees for 72 to be 6 square root 2 for square root of 72. And then the square root of 64, you didn't have to do a factor tree because this is a perfect square, which will give you 8. Now, I wanted to show you this in the video because if you didn't recognize that something's a perfect square, what will happen is all the prime numbers will partner up. There will be no leftovers to leave inside the radical. Everything will have a pair. And so that one I get 8. And I'll do that in this pinkish red color. Now the square root of x to the 12th, well, x to the 12th means I'm going to write 12 x's. And I'm in square root, so I'm going to pair these up. And I have 6 pairs of x's. So that's going to be x to the 6. No leftover square root because everything paired up. Y to the 10th, I've got 10 y's. Pair them up, which is going to give me 5 groups of y's, or 5 pairs of y's. Now the last little thing I need to do is a simplifying thing. So numbers that come out of the radical, I can simplify top and bottom. Just like I reduced back in chapter 14, I can reduce these. You cannot, however, reduce inside the square root. So I can't do anything with this square root of 2. I cannot simplify that at all. But I can reduce these numbers on the outside. And I can divide top and bottom by 3. I can divide top and bottom by 2, which will give me 3 over 4. So I have 3 square root 2 over 4 y to the 5th x to the 6th. Okay, so everything has stayed. If it started on top, it's staying on top. If it started on bottom, it's going to stay on the bottom. And then the last little thing I want to do is rearrange. I need to slide this square root all the way to the back to keep it consistent with the format we've been seeing. And so I'll have 3 x to the 6 square root 2 all over 4 y to the 5th. And again, just to reiterate, all of this stuff out here, if any of that simplifies, I can simplify. Like I can cancel. I cannot cancel inside of a radical though. I can only cancel the stuff all the way out front because all of these are touching multiplication, if you remember from our chapter 14 rules. And so this would be your final answer that you would type in.